presenting the call module focusing on hydrogen and renewable fuels. Next slide, please. So a bit along with was published in the last years, so there is quite a broad scope. This year we are highlighting and probably emphasizing two projects on renewable fuels and advanced fuels. We've been having proposals on hydrogen technologies, and we would like to see also more projects on other type of fuels. And we look into the whole value chain, and not necessarily has to include production to end use, but can address different sectors. And we also consider in this call as quite important to address the security of supply aspects, especially when you're considering mobility of biomass to produce these fuels. So in a way, the funded projects are expected to contribute to the acceleration of the energy transition and to promote deployment. And in this case, also is important that the proposals could address, if justified, the way they can ensure that path, even considering business models, for example. So we have a broad spectrum of technology areas, and this has to do with the technology itself, or could be integrated in new processes with some emphasis on the advanced fuels. We also include, in the case of hydrogen, we are focusing on the storage of hydrogen, and we are adding solid carriers along with liquid carriers, and this is an add-on related to the previous calls. And we are looking into end-use technologies as well as infrastructures for distribution. Next slide, please. Okay, in terms of topics, so you have hydrogen and renewable fuels production, where you can look into some disruptive concepts, I mean really new concepts that could be proposed into a stage of pilot to be tested, and also innovation regarding improved process that needed to be deployed. We are also focusing on the new advanced fuels in terms of production, fuel distribution, adaptation of infrastructures, and in the case of hydrogen, as stated before, this should include different types of carriers. In the case of fuel storage and all types of fuels, when we are considering hydrogen, we are considering geological storage as well as
So it seems like we lost Isabel. Isabel, do you hear us? Hey, I think to keep the ball moving, I think okay, now we got Isabel back. Sorry, we lost you for a minute, Isabel.
I didn't do anything. I was just talking.
Probably just the internet messing with us. Please go ahead.
Yeah, probably it's fluctuating. So I try to speak. I don't know where I was speaking about the storage, fuel storage. and where we go on including geological storage for hydrogen and also the solid and liquid carriers, and stated before, the solid carriers is an add-on in this call and is emphasized. In terms of end-use technologies, we focus in all different sectors, including transport. And we are just giving examples here as considering important heavy-duty vehicles, off-road and agriculture machinery that has been added on into terms of examples, as there were a few questions regarding this issue, and also emphasizing on aviation and maritime sectors that should be addressed, and we consider this as some priority sectors. Next slide, please. In terms of requirements, and as Oge put before, this goes much along with it. We have a target of TRL 5 or higher. However, some parts of the project can have lower TRLs if this contributes to reaching in the overall project a TRL above 5. We also would like to emphasize on the involvement of industry in these projects is very important. Not only academia, but industry should be involved, and this should be highlighted in the proposals, the way they are contributing in terms of testing, research even, or adopting, implementing these technologies. We also added some aspects of the cross-cutting dimensions that should be included in the proposals, where the proposers should highlight how they are approaching this sector and how they are addressing issues that we'll see in the next slide. And also I would like to emphasize the importance of people checking the eligibility criteria nationally, as this has been a problem in certain cases of last proposals. Next slide, please. In terms of cross-cutting dimensions, they are listed here, and at least one of these should be integrated into the proposal. So we have the consumer attitudes risk perception, that you really need the technologies to be accepted by society, and we believe that this would accelerate the transition and to put the technology in place. Life cycle, techno-economic or environmental impact analysis should be integrated. And as I said before, at least one of these issues should be highlighted in the proposal, how is going to be addressed and how this will contribute to promote the technology that is being developed or tested. System analysis and process integration, especially related to intermittence, and this has to do with the integration of, for example, in the case of hydrogen or industrial projects, where you have to integrate different types of technology, taking into consideration the operability of the system as a whole. Infrastructure and distribution aspects, where we are focusing on cost competitive materials. Monitoring and safety aspects that should also be highlighted, and digitalization.